As soon as the belt comes.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike Leo.
Hey, what's going on? Now we're on.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Vince, man? What's going on, man? It seems like it's been forever since I've seen you guys.
Yeah, it's been like a week and 2 days, but it does. I was just saying, it felt like we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe because we got to set it up, whatever, but it's good. We were just talking, Vince, you had some technical difficulties over your little vacation. You busted a belt on your good old Polaris.
Yeah, I blew another belt. Yeah. So I'm going to try replacing the secondary clutch.
Leo, how about you? How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been a little busy, but I've been here, there, doing every little bit I can, I do have a little subject I'd like to get on the topic, not right away, but something regarding to do with COVID, actually.
Well, what you got? Let's get into it.
All right, what you got, Leo?
So listen, lately here in the past, I don't know, maybe like week now, man, my shoulder's been killing me like a motherfucker, right? Anyways, my shoulder, man, has been killing me. And I think it's from the shot, Vince. Like, no lie, I think it's from the shot.
The jab?
The jab. Yeah, the jab. I think it's from the jab. Because it's like...
I'm not gonna say we're out there on major social media now, so
I know.
I'm gonna say what makes you think it was that.
Because it's never hurt. Like, my shoulder has never hurt.
It's never hurt there before.
It's never hurt there before. I mean, it's hurt, but not the way it's hurt. Like now, like I could only lift my arm like a certain
And it was in the same arm you have.
If I'm correct, yes. But I'm gonna have to go back and look at my little I don't know, stamp that they gave me, like they were giving people.
It tells you which arm.
I think it tells you which arm they did. They gave you the jab. But I feel like that's the same thing that people were getting during back when Hitler was around, wasn't it? What is that? The concentration camps. Didn't they give them? They didn't get tatted up like a tag.
They got
like a tag.
They got tattooed. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that card is the same
mark
thing.
Of the beast. It might have been.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Why? Because I could go back and look at it, and it's gonna tell me what harm I got the jab.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it could be coincidence. Not for nothing, but when we met up earlier today, you were listening to today's hits, and I had to remind you, it's not like that's not your music genre. You're older now, It's
I know.
I was gonna say
you're looking for your music. It's under classical.
You might be getting some pains that you never felt before because you're getting older too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all for saying all.
Hey,
the
listen, man. I'm like a bottle
jab,
of wine, Vince. I'm gonna say I'm like a bottle of wine, man.
Getting better with age.
What?
I think.
Ah, man. But seriously though, Mike told me, he's like, hey man, what are you listening to? I'm like, I don't know, Mike. It's some kind of, I don't know what I'm listening to.
He said today's hits.
I'm like, I'm listening to today's hits.
I'm like, if you're looking for your music, you gotta skip ahead a few genres.
Hey, I'll let you get on Sirius Satellite Radio in my truck and watch you find the station that reminds you when you were in high school.
Yeah, it's in the classics.
It's in the classics section now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Like I was telling Mike, I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just put it on today's hits, man. I was like, I was trying to change up a little bit of the, but I wasn't feeling it, man. It wasn't my thing.
So
I was just
we're
like,
forever in our 20s, I feel like.
So when I switched to today's hits on like satellite radio, I hear I'm there for like 20 seconds, and I'm like, I can't take this shit. And I don't recognize any of it. I'm not. I don't know any of the shit going on now.
Yeah, me either, man. It's not sad, but it's just like, hold on.
What do you got going on? Yeah, so getting older. I mean, the music definitely, it's not the same.
I don't listen to new music anymore. I just listen to
I can. It's not any
stuff
good.
that's at least 10 years old at this point.
It makes me feel old to say new music just isn't good anymore.
Yeah. The newest music I'll listen to is probably in the, early 2000s up to maybe 2010, but most of the music I listen to is actually from before I was even born. I like to listen to classic rock from the 70s.
For the most part, me too. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was just going through here trying to figure out if we're going to go live on Rumble tonight or not. I think there's a lot going on Rumble tonight. If I'm not mistaken, Trump is doing a town hall CNN tonight.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Is that tonight?
I don't know if it's tonight, but I heard about that. And a lot of people think he's crazy for doing that with CNN, but
yeah, now my phone's.
You know what?
I don't know what's going on here.
I think it is tonight, Mike.
Let me look here. Good thing we're not like a suspenseful show because we're pretty sucky right now. You all right over there, Leo?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Because like,
yeah, I'm all right.
Well.
Oh, am I? Oh, my bad. I mean, I was just trying to not get get the thing all the way like closer
you're good.
to the thing.
Cool.
So I was just trying to make a post
I know
real
if
quick.
if there's.
Oh no, I just didn't want the plus my cord's like so short too.
Yeah, we keep you on a short leash.
Yeah,
Trump on CNN. Let's see. My phone's going slow here. Let's see. Trump town hall. CNN. May 10th. To be honest with you, I don't see it anywhere.
Oh man, I forgot to tag us on there. See?
To tag us where?
On the post that I just posted over. I'll fix it here in a minute. But yeah, anyways,
so it says it's begun. I think it began a minute ago.
What did?
Oh,
that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it started just a few.
What is it?
Ago. The Trump Hall.
The hall.
CNN Trump. With Trump. Town hall.
What was he gonna say? Do you guys know what he was gonna say, or what was he gonna talk about?
It's a town hall. It's where
So
it's like open forum.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
him.
see,
asking questions.
I remember that. Yeah.
And people think that some people think it's a bad idea for him to go on CNN because all the questions are. They're going to give him difficult questions.
Oh yeah,
try to make him look bad.
You don't know now because I remember
but that can backturn on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's backfired on him before with Trump.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, they say. So, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but on another show I was hearing about how Trump is saying he's not going to debate the other guys in the primary.
Right.
So that would be DeSantis and Ramaswamy.
Who?
He's another conservative candidate. I think he's a billionaire. He's worth $500 million. He's a businessman. He's, and he's very smart.
Right.
And very constitutional too. So, and he would definitely would if you had the former president's ear, would you tell him that's a good idea or bad idea? What would you tell him? Do the debate or don't do the debate? Do you feel like he has to do a debate in a primary? Trump.
Yeah, go for it.
If it's a three-way, let's say Trump, DeSantis, and Ramaswamy, they're going to do a debate because it's a primary. So should Trump? Do you think he has to? Do you think he needs to?
I think I would give him the option. I'd be like, listen, it's up to you. If you want to show up, show up. If not, then it's up to you.
I don't think he has to.
Giving him advice to win office.
I don't think he has to,
would
but
you
I'd
tell
like to
him
see
to
it.
do it?
I don't think he has to.
Ramaswamy's going to mop the floor in him in a debate. He's smart. He's snarky, but he's still clean and proper. He's good. He's not going to win.
No.
But in a debate, Trump's not going to be very good against DeSantis and Ramaswamy. It's not Marco Rubio. It's not Jeb Bush.
Right.
These are different candidates. These are different candidates.
See, that's what I was saying the other day. Like
it's a different breed of politician out there.
It's a whole different ball game, man. Like Trump can win by the people that he knows and just by the power that he has. But now, how you're saying on a debate. Like put him on.
First of all, do you want this is your candidate? So do you want to put them out there?
He has
knowing he's not going to win this debate.
So he has nothing to gain by doing the debate.
He has nothing to gain
by doing it.
Right. He's nothing only to lose by not doing it.
Right. So he's going to win without doing it in the primaries.
Right.
So he's got nothing to gain. So he can
Just
only
don't
make
do it,
himself
because
look
I think
bad.
it makes it look
So
worse.
if I'm his PR, then I'm saying no, don't do the debate.
No, right. And I'm to be honest with you, if I was the other candidates, campaign managers, and I knew my candidate couldn't win, I would kind of urge them to, like, let's not pressure the debate issue, because we know he's going to be the nominee, and he is our guy.
Right.
If he is, like, no offense, you're going to support him if he gets nominated. We don't really want to drag him through the mud on home,
Right.
in infield fighting. It's like, I don't think if I was to advise the former president, I'd say no, don't do the debate.
Yeah, if I was an advisor, I'd
He's
say the
above
same
it.
thing.
He's above it.
He's already going to win.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't need the debate.
there's no need for it.
And apparently, I guess Biden is leaning along those same lines. Like, they're not concerned with any debates between him and RFK.
I would definitely advise him not to do a debate. Can he even form a paragraph and not lose his train of thought?
They're really doing the other two candidates pretty bad, and I'm not quite sure. I know it's Robert F. Kennedy, and let me see, Democrat.
I think we'll see somebody else sneak into that, though.
Kamala Harris has got a 4.8% chance of winning, by the way, the 2024 presidential election. It shows...
Hey, so who's this other person that I've been hearing on TV? Something about that was not guilty because he used his money, his campaign money for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Something Santos or something.
Yes, he's some congressman, I think, from New York.
Yes,
he's a
New York.
Republican,
Yes.
and he lied about everything.
Yes,
his resume,
everything,
like shit that helped him get elected.
Everything.
His background, his story, everything. Lied.
Everything.
And he lied to federal agents.
Everything.
Supposedly they indicted him the other day on a secret indictment, but then they picked him up today, I believe it was, or yesterday, and that's when they found out what it was about. It was like money laundering, lying to federal agents.
With the money that he did for his campaign,
other things,
the money that he was using for his campaign was to buy designer clothes, to pay bills, to pay debt.
He wasn't using it for what it was supposed to be used for.
Correct. Yeah. So what does that tell you? And he said he is not stepping down from running either.
Well, it sounds like he doesn't have any shame, so that doesn't surprise me.
No shame, and he's got balls. I'd be like, man, I'm out. No, he ain't stepping down from running. He's still running until somebody says something.
He's going to keep drawing that paycheck until he's forced out.
And that he was collecting unemployment, too, for something, whatever. Something it was,
Marianne Williamson is the other. She's the first Democrat to officially declare her candidacy, jumping into the race, despite indications that the president will seek another term. Her decision to run positions Williamson as the first primary challenger to Mr. Biden, though it's highly unlikely she'll win the Democratic nomination. She's 70. She's an author, spiritual advisor. She ran in 2020, didn't get any traction. She was way behind Andrew Yang, and you probably don't even know who Andrew Yang's name is.
Yeah.
That's how far back she was.
Wow.
I've heard the name before.
Yeah, well, he was a Democratic contender, but and he had good libertarian or classic liberal ideas, but he had to have that woke twist to it to try to get the votes, and it didn't work out for him. So Robert F. Kennedy, they have way down on the list, and it's pretty sad. They're probably not even going to let this guy talk very much. But this is a guy who's been at every walk of life, whether he was in prison, his family doesn't talk to him. He's not a Kennedy, promised child, He went against the grain,
Right.
So, speaking of, going against the grain. I don't think I can really share my phone here, but I can. You know what? Let's see here. The whole Tucker Carlson saga.
Right.
We're not really set up for the screen share.
Yeah, what's up with that, Mike? I can't see anything on your laptop. I thought that was the whole purpose.
What do you mean on my laptop?
What
What are you talking about?
How come I can't see what you're sharing?
I'm not sharing anything.
Oh.
Hello. Let's see here. Let's get to Twitter. There's some big news this week on Twitter.
What's up with Twitter? Oh yeah, what's up with this? What's up with this? DeSantis throwing some laws out there or something like that.
What laws?
I don't know, something with the schools or something like that, with the teachers or something like that. I heard or something. I don't know. He was signing some bills or something like that. I
hadn't heard about that.
I
I know he passed that law of not doing the Fed coin a little while back.
What is that?
I think he passed laws
Or signed the papers. He signed the papers.
well, yeah, something about preventing
them from
like
forcing
a
us to use
national
it.
dollar. Yeah, I don't know why this software is not letting me.
What is it? What's what you trying to do?
It's not letting me open up.
Can I do it over?
No, I'm trying to pull up Twitter here so I can show
yeah, I don't have
what I have.
I don't do that stuff. I don't tweet or tweet or what is it called? Tweet.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm a Vince is on. Oh no, I do have a Twitter. I was thinking about TikTok. I'm not a TikToker.
Yeah, you have one just to pay your Comcast bill or
Yeah,
something,
just
right?
pay the Comcast bill. Whenever it gets extra high, I call them up and tell them. Well, I tweet them and let them know, hey man, my bill's too high. Bring it down, and they do. They normally do for a couple months, and then they have to do it over again. You know.
Yeah.
We have some visitors. Actually, we're the visitors. I cannot get this screen share to work for some reason, almost like they don't want it to. Anyways, what I'll do is play the audio since people at home aren't going to be able to hear us anyways. I'll give Leo a minute to come back. He had some family stuff into the garage studio. Right? So Vince, you burnt up a belt, huh?
Yeah, and
how much money do you have in? Like, you don't have to give it.
I've burned through a few belts now, so I replaced the primary clutch because it was shot, and I'm still going through belts too quick, so now I'm replacing the secondary clutch.
That's on your off-road machine.
Yeah.
Vince is an aficionado of River Ranch, where you can buy a piece of property and go off-roading at your leisure.
I'd like to get out there more than I do, but I've probably been out there around 30 times in the last year.
That's a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's a lot of in just this year, or
no, just in the last like 12 months in general.
Maybe more.
No, it's because I can look at my ride command that I use on my iPad,
and how
so I
many
can
rides
see how
you
many
have
rides
there.
I've done. Yeah,
I gotcha.
So far, the longest ride that I've done in miles, just out there at River Ranch, is 60 miles. Which, if you think about it, at the speed you're going, you're on trails and stuff like that. So you're only going like a lot of it 20 miles an hour or something like that.
So one of the, I don't know, some of our people might not follow this, but some of the headlines coming out of CNN right now, live updates, I guess, 4 minutes ago, Trump again refuses to acknowledge that he lost the 2020 election.
I don't blame him.
9 minutes ago, CNN town hall with Donald Trump has begun, and that's hopefully we get to see some good content. We can probably pull some of this up, but I really wish I could.
This book is worth $250,000.
Hold on.
I mean, if you were him, Mike, would you say, yes, I lost the election at this point?
No,
I still
he
don't,
can't.
I still don't think he believes that he
Yeah.
truly lost it, like, without cheating. I mean, there's always cheating in the ballots. I mean, that's been going on for a while, but this, last one was at a different level.
Oh, look at there. So, yeah, I've got Steven
welcome back,
Crowder
Leo.
on.
Hey, Leo's back.
Hey.
To the point.
Let's
Y'all
see
missed
what's
me or
going
what?
on here.
What y'all talk about?
We talked about you
Did
the
you
whole
just
time.
did you just censor me,
There
Mike?
was no
Good for
reason.
him.
And he went on television to brag about
She's
it.
stumbling. She doesn't know where to go with this.
The officer was not bragging about the fact
This is
that
Steven Crowder and one of his guys doing commentary on the live town hall right now.
Who says that you
The pussy?
endangered his life on that day?
Oh, you know what? Listen, hold on. No, let me get off him because he is actually banned from YouTube. So, and we don't want to be banned from YouTube. So we'll find a different channel to get some updates from. But
Good point.
yeah, it just dawned on me when he started running his mouth. That's why, hey, whatever. So yeah, I forgot what we were gonna get into though.
Well, I mean, I think
Leo.
that's what we were kind of talking about. Was the CNN, what was going on there?
Trump debating DeSantis and Ramos. Oh, let me tell you the latest. I was trying to screen share, and it wasn't working. Let me get this back up for you. I'm not muted. There we go. Hold on, you guys ready? I don't know how loud this will be, so give me a break if it sucks.
You often hear people say the news is full of lies. But most of the time, that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year.
Yeah,
What's it
they're
like to work in
not
a
giving
system
you all
like
the
that?
information you need
After
to make
more
the
than
proper
30 years in the middle of it,
opinion.
we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
You're right.
That's
So like that's what he was saying. He was giving an example.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson.
The
You
good
often
thing-
hear
all
people
right.
say the news
All right.
is full of lies. But most of the time, that's not
Where did he go?
exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal
Oh.
sense.
It was there.
But it
I got
is
too
true,
much stuff
though.
going on. Well, that's what he was saying. It was, like they can tell you, oh, this man in a subway was beaten up and died in an attack on a subway, but what they didn't tell you was he was attacking
provoked it.
somebody, and this wasn't the
Right.
first time.
That actually just happened not that
Well,
long
that's
ago.
kind of what he's referring,
Right. And
what
yeah,
he's saying, and that's how
they don't tell you that the guy that got
Yeah.
killed or seriously hurt or whatever was the guy
he's
that.
got a rap sheet for assault.
Right.
And
He's already been in jail 20 times, and
Was
he's the
about
one
to-
that instigated it.
was about to push a woman in front of a train and shit. It's like, so they don't drive a narrative, and
Right.
so there was a lot of people hoping Tucker would go to Rumble, and I kind of was too, because, and I get the reasoning. The reason that convinced me that would be the best thing would be the amount of viewers that would go to Rumble,
Right.
and all the other content creators who are having that struggle doing both YouTube and Rumble could
make the
benefit from
switch.
that bump,
Could make
of
the switch
influx,
to Rumble
yeah.
and just walk away from YouTube.
Yeah, or not depend on it, because a lot of
Right.
people are already demonetized from YouTube. That's why there's a lot of people exclusive to just Rumble, like Steven Crowder and
And it's funny,
some few
so
others. So
the main people that are getting axed on YouTube, that are getting censored on YouTube, your First and Second Amendment rights. So your people that are on there talking, telling the truth or their real opinion, they're getting censored, they're getting shut down. And then people doing like gun videos and stuff like that, they're getting shut down. So one of the gun channels I used to watch a lot, I don't watch it that much anymore, but I watched one the other day. They do giveaways. Every week they give away a gun. Well, on his YouTube channel, they're not even allowed to say the word giveaway anymore. If they say the word giveaway, they'll
you getting us
they'll
kicked
get a
off
strike.
YouTube?
No, well, for them, because they know it means they're giving away a gun.
I despite the page we run and the stuff I put out there, I've never gotten a strike. Some stuff I reshared was flagged a few times, but if it was fake, I would remove it. Whatever.
Right.
I'm not trying to spread anything fake. Other than that, never have we gotten a strike or anything like that. But again, my personal pages are restricted though from any advertising.
Because of what you've put out there through social media.
And what's odd,
mainly
but
through what
is
you've put out
odd
there, probably in
is
Facebook.
when you go to set up like an ad account with Facebook or Google, it'll ask you if you'll be advertising any, I forget the exact terminology, but it's about
politics,
special like
Interests.
in lack of better words, like cultural, like current events, like stuff that's gonna
controversial stuff.
pretty much. I can't remember what the hell the wording was, but it's like, and now I know for now. And I read somewhere in some of the bullshit I've gotten back trying to get my shit verified. Pardon my language, but I'm pissed off about it. I kept every now and then I would see that like, this is what we do for accounts that advertise for, and I've never selected any of that. This page has run an ad in the past, but it wasn't pushing an issue or anything like that.
Right.
It was just looking for page followers, just when it was brand new and local, to get the word out, to get it in front of people's faces but now no page that I admin, or at least I can't do any advertising for any page that I'm an admin for. And I think that's why. I think it's because of some of the shit I've posted before.
Right.
But I've never been striked, never, whatever. But then I got friends that their whole videos get taken down. And, and I like to think that we are pretty fair. Like Leo's talking about his arm. It's easy, especially coming from where we're at, in the liberty mind frame, that to blame what we could we would all like to blame, but
Yeah.
it could be our age. But I'm not saying
calling
it.
me
It's
old?
not. No, but you're getting there. I mean,
No,
you-
yeah, no,
you know,
you're
You're
right.
getting to that age where
Yes.
you're gonna, you start.
middle age is not 50. If you think of that,
Yeah.
middle age is not 50.
No, it's not.
No, my average lifespan is what 76 years.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, 35 is middle age.
Mhm.
You know, it's not maybe 40. You know, that used to be over the hill, I guess. But you know, it's things change. But you never know. I'm curious too. You're like, it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie. I got both 1 and 2. No boosters after that, and I'm wondering how long that's gonna stick with me. You know, like I wish I could take it back out.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, you can't.
I can't.
I did not, and
They might
but
come for it one day, but
I'm worried about like the meat I'm eating. I might be getting it through meat and stuff now.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, I didn't get the jab, but
Well, they say I think some of the antibodies are in like chicken feed and
Right.
animal feed and stuff like that.
so that's like their way of slowly.
So your way of getting off the grid, eating healthy, backyard chickens, and you're going down to your local farm and feed, getting name brand feed, is probably feeding them a form of the vaccine,
right.
the mRNA. You know, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be a doctor. I think it's all crazy. It's entertaining, right?
That's why I go out to Mike's house and shoot a chicken once a week. And
No.
no, I'm just kidding.
What's funny is we're missing a duck and we're missing the turkey.
A turkey.
The real friendly turkey went missing, and I think the duck walked off because there was 3 other male ducks that just wouldn't leave her alone. So it's possible she walked off. The turkey, I don't know. I don't see.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you had that one turkey, Mike.
We had 2. One of them disappeared. She wasn't very friendly. I thought she might have been sick or something like that. And the other one stuck around for a long time, and she was like a cat. But if you were outside,
When you say
had
she
to,
was like a cat,
you had to acknowledge her.
really.
She'd come right up to you
she was
and
that,
make
like,
sure she would be right at your heels. Make sure you acknowledged her and pet her, and as soon as you'd reach for her, she'd sit down on the ground. You know, and she loved it. You know, she just went missing. Out of the blue, 3-4 days later, my father's yelling at me. There's a turkey down there at the pond, wading in the pond, drinking like it's a crane or something like that. You know, like a sandhill crane. And
You know what?
and so we thought it was that turkey, but it
Right.
didn't act the same or nothing. So we're wondering if it was the first turkey that went missing.
Ooh.
That turkey was down in the water drinking like a water bird, you know, like
Right.
I wonder what she's been through, you know. But she came up to me, wouldn't let me get nowhere near her. Made the same sound our turkeys used to make. You can kind of tell them apart. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard to tell, but then went and did a dust bath underneath one of our trees for an hour or so, and then got up and walked off.
Huh.
Haven't seen it in 2 days now,
Wow.
so it's weird.
That is
There's
weird.
a couple farms down the road, so I mean, hopefully they're traveling between farms and not all of them are going missing by coyotes or something like that.
Yeah,
We've had
no.
problems with raccoons.
I was
and-
gonna say, you guys have any coyotes or anything like that takes
Yeah.
fucking chickens out and like just
well, I
rips 'em out?
haven't seen them, but the ducks when they go missing, it makes me wonder because they're big.
Yeah, I
Like,
haven't
they're not getting grabbed by no owl or hawk. You know, that's
Right.
the duck is pretty big. So and I don't know if a raccoon would, because the duck is going to be noisy and
yeah.
it might. I don't know what would happen if the raccoon was really hungry. I don't know. The raccoon will pick a chicken apart through chicken wire. But chickens are dumb. Ducks, they're a little more. Ducks are dumb too, but they're.
They at least have a little bit.
Yeah, they freaking
Right.
cause a commotion. You know, that could scare a raccoon off. But I don't know. Raccoon or bobcat can grab one on its way through, and not even skip a beat. You know, not even leave a feather. And we've had animals missing without leaving a trace. You know, we have quite a bit now. We have at least like 18 chickens in our backyard. Still have 3 ducks. No turkeys now. One turkey. Yeah.
Right.
One turkey pullet we just got. I'd like to get a few more because they were pretty cool. And the eggs are just as good as ducks, if not, or chickens, if not better, you know. And I can let them free range. We have an old trampoline frame. I'm going to put the netting on the outside and just put it out in the yard and let the 14 chicks that we have just chill out in there. Move it every 3 or 4 days so they don't kill the grass, but they still get free range. Saves on feed, saves on the mRNA, Purina, pedigree, whatever the hell it is. But it's all getting expensive now. Like, they're making it harder and harder to be self-sufficient and get away from the government.
Well, good. I
altogether.
got good news for you today.
What's that?
Today I saw they said that the inflation is finally going down.
Who said?
It was
that?
on the fake news.
Yeah.
Inflation's never gonna go
it's
down.
sad. You can't trust any of them.
No.
Let me see. I'm trying to find
I
out
won't.
where.
I'm not.
CNN Town Hall is trending right now. So is Jamie Foxx, Beyonce, Survivor. Yeah, none of these I really. Feinstein, what's up with her politics?
Who's that?
It's number 9, Senator Dianne Feinstein. Who knows? She's
I
like
don't know.
142 or something like that. Dianne Feinstein is a perfect example of why we need term limits. Absolutely. There's a bunch of shit talk about her. Do you guys aren't really on Facebook or Twitter, are you?
No.
No.
Oh, there's a couple personalities. If you were on there, follow Cat Turd, DC Drano.
Cat Turd?
Cat Turd's the name of the account. I would recommend following Cat Turd. Clown World. What'd I say? Cat Turd, Clown World, DC Drano, Tim Pool.
Cat Turd.
Ian
I've heard of
Crossland.
Cat Turd, or somebody mentioned Cat Turd one time.
It's a lot of more satirical type comedy, but there's some stuff they're posting about Trump on here.
It's crazy, man. Just crazy world that we live in, Vince. Like how crazy, like we're, I don't know.
So, like, back to our original discussion, like, how do you feel about the candidacy for Donald Trump going into this election?
You mean in like the primaries?
Yeah.
He's a shoo-in. He's not losing the primary unless he gets.
Well, what about the
indicted.
general election?
I unless he gets indicted, I think he's going to win.
I think, and I even think the indictment has got to be, like,
You hear he's got to pay $5 million to.
those
what's her
charges
name?
were kind of bullshit anyways.
Yeah,
It was
I
kind of
know.
like he wasn't guilty of raping her, but he was guilty
Of sexual harassment or
of
some
talking
sort.
about not raping her. Because he got, like, shitty about it. I mean, that's Trump. It's New York for you.
So he's got to pay $5 million. I forget her name.
But, I mean, if you look at Trump's women over the years, you know better. Like,
Yeah.
come on. The guy's not... Maybe he is... I mean, he is just a New York pig, but I don't think that disqualifies him. And I don't think half of America, even the conservative Christian base for the right, I don't think it's going to keep them from voting for him either.
Me either.
I think they're still going to be behind him, and I think it's a no-brainer, man. I mean, coming up, who else are they going to vote for?
Especially if if it's him and Biden
Right. I mean,
as the Democrat and Republican representatives. I mean, those are your two options. Because let's face it,
the Libertarians haven't announced their candidate yet, but I hear a lot of good about the guy. I just can't think of his name right now.
but let's face it, if you're not running the Republican or Democrat Party, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You got no chance as an independent. So those are your two options. I mean, how could you not? I just don't see how anybody could vote for Biden right now with the way things are running.
Let's see.
I don't know. You don't think so, Vince?
I don't know. I don't see how. I don't know.
Declared
How he could
candidates.
win.
This is weird. I don't know what this is.
But
to be
Trump
honest
predicts
with
he
you.
won't be the one he's running against.
Who?
Biden.
Biden.
He thinks something will happen to Biden, health. I think it'll be something health-wise.
You think so?
That's what I think. I think for health reasons, he's not going to be the one running. At some point, I think his health's going to continue to. I mean, how old is he now? I mean, Trump's actually older than him. I think by a year, pretty close in age. But I mean, mentally, there's a big difference.
Yeah, fuck you. I think Biden is older.
What is it?
Biden is older.
I don't
I think.
I think so.
they're
Is
very
it
close in age,
82?
though, aren't they?
82?
I don't know.
They're closer than I thought they were. I know.
I don't
that.
think
I
it really
think-
matters.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think it normally would, but when you're putting them up against each other, I think there's I think there's a big difference,
Yeah.
you know. Ooh, excuse me. I'm trying to figure out who the libertarians were pushing. I've heard Tim Pool mention a name that he was very fond of, and to be honest with you, I never heard of him before. Really, I've never taken the Libertarian Party seriously, although I've considered myself more libertarian. The values and the expectations are where I would align, but the party has not ever been really like somebody you would take seriously.
Yeah.
Even if they got a good candidate, it was just like a joke, you know.
Right.
I was watching another interview, and I guess in some areas of the country they've tried to take back the party from like leaning left, more woke, more and sacrificing more liberty, which is like entirely against the mission statement of the Libertarian Party. So hopefully this time around we get some more a more serious candidate, maybe. But either way, here it is in May 2023, and we don't know who a libertarian candidate was. Do you know who the last libertarian candidate was? It was Joe Jorgensen. Does that even sound familiar? No.
I've heard the name before, but
Because it goes together. It's probably just sounds
Just
cool.
probably
Like,
sounds-
yeah, like I don't even
I don't
know
know.
who the hell it was. I know the name, but I couldn't tell you if it was a woman or a man or what they like. I really couldn't. I don't know.
You need to be careful how you describe people nowadays.
Well, you never know. Yeah. Let me get back over here. We were talking about Santos,
Oh, the guy from New York?
the Babylon Bee break-in. George Santos arrested. Meanwhile, 434 other representatives still at large, meaning congressmen. Like they
Right.
should all be arrested for lying.
Yeah, every single one of them. All of them. Bunch of liars.
The guy is kind of weird. I'm not sticking up for the guy at all. I've heard other stories. I haven't read anything for myself. I really don't know the guy. I don't trust any politician out of New York, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Even if they do run as a Republican, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. How do you live in New York?
what do they call that? The rhinos.
Rhinos, Republican in names only, but usually that's what they refer to the old Republicans in office. But like these fakes, I don't even know if I'd call them a rhino. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the same thing, but it's just like, I don't know. This guy, I mean, it was obvious he was a liar. Lied on his everything to get elected, and they still didn't boot his ass out. Anyways, he got arrested. But I was pulling this up because I'm more interested in this Vivek Ramaswamy, because even if he's not going to be a winner for 2024, he's a good voice in the race, and hopefully he doesn't go away. Let me see if I can find something short of him. I don't really want to play no 3-minute video from the guy. He's a really good talker, though. You know, you feel confident in the guy if you had no other options, that's for sure. I don't know if that really sounds right.
I don't know.
You don't know? Let's see here.
We're a nation in decline. We are not. We don't have to be Rome. We don't have to be Carthage. If you just see it with me this way for a second, think of it this way: we're just a little young. actually. Going through our own version of adolescence. Figuring out who we're really going to be when we grow up. And when we see it that way, I think it just becomes obvious that our best days as a country, not in some cheesy politician-y kind of way, but just like actually in a true way, are actually ahead of us. And I hope you share my confidence that we will get there, and I'm here to help us deliver that to the next generation. Thank you so much. God bless you all. God bless your families. God bless our country and the United States of America. Thank you. Avery.
That was just a short clip he's got on there or something. You know, he's definitely a successful businessman. Here's another one. I don't know.
It's the idea that there has to be an anointing. For a good chunk of the last 25 years, this rise of the managerial class is not even a partisan phenomenon. It's the idea that there has to be an anointed elite class that gets to decide what the right answers are for the rest of society at large. And that makes this moment a 1776 moment, a 1789 moment. It's not red versus blue 2023. It's the question of, do we believe in entrusting the citizens, we the people, with settling the questions of how or whether we address climate change, how or whether we address historical racial injustice. On this side of the pond in 1776, we said that for better or worse, the people get to decide that. Most of human history was done the other way. That's a radical idea. I think the way we get national unity in this country is not by showing up in some partisan middle and saying, let's compromise, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's not how it's going to work. I think we get to national unity in this country by embracing the radicalism of the American ideals themselves. And one of those ideals that it is the people who ought to elect the person who runs the government rather than the unelected, anointed class that actually runs the show today.
Yeah,
that's the reality of what I see going on. Thank you for that.
You agree, Vince?
Yeah.
The guy makes a lot of sense, so that's what I'm saying. I think he's a good voice, but he's good. He knows what he's talking about. He's quick with his words. I don't know how he would really do. I don't know. It's kind of hard to imagine DeSantis in a debate with either one of these guys, but I don't think Trump is the one. It's a different class of candidate, I feel like. More trimmed, more grounded. I don't think these are fake candidates. Like, I'm not saying Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio were fake, but I think it's a different class, you know. These guys have been beat up a little bit, you know. A lot of these guys are successful billionaires now. I think he's worth like $500 million, and he's got a let me see his resume. Let me see here.
That means you could become a politician too, and
Anybody can.
You know, have a campaign and pay your bills off.
I mean, of course, he went to Harvard.
I'm gonna think about doing that.
I think if they started digging trash on me, I'd be out quick.
Same here.
Like you want, I mean, yeah, I could get into politics, but once you get to a certain level, they start digging into, you know, digging into everything you've ever said or done.
So he had what he.
Oh, you had a podcast? Bye bye.
He built a successful biotech company. Was banking, right? And then the BLM shit happened, and they wanted him to come out with a statement.
Right.
And they weren't expecting what they got, you know. And he was more. His statement was more about unity, bringing all these people together, and that didn't jive with the BLM management, as we know. That was a company. That wasn't
right.
A non-for-profit, and I guess they just like he ended up selling or something like that. He made quite a bit of money off it. I think it was called I don't know, something science company. It's a big pharmaceutical, and then he co-founded Strive Management, asset management, backed by Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance, among others. Strive was established to offer an alternative to larger asset managers like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. Now, he formed this to combat the ESG crap you're going to get from Merrill Lynch or all these other big asset asset
Right.
management firms. And then he started running for president. I think he sold that too. You know, like the guy's worth like 500 million. So, one of his unpopular opinions, which I think would gain more traction if he would talk about it, is voting. I don't know what your opinion is on, but what is your opinion on voting?
Like voting on what?
Like voting in elections for elected officials. Like, should everybody have the right to vote? Should there be like an age limit, a cutoff, or a
I
start?
think there should be an age limit.
Like 18
No.
to, or like a 79?
I think
or
it should be
90?
21.
21 to vote.
21 to vote.
But what?
18, you're still young, man. You know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, but we can send them to war.
I was just going to say,
But-
I would
but
completely
we can-
agree
we
with
can
that,
put a
except for the
rifle-
fact that they can go to war
We
at
can
18.
put a rifle in their hand and send them overseas.
So if they can go to war, they should be able to vote. So I would be fine with changing it to 21,
I know,
but
but
then
see,
they can't go to war.
But see, the people that
At
are going to
18.
war, their mind is somewhere else. Versus the people that are not going to war are gonna fuck up the system.
I don't know,
Are
but
gonna
here's how
fuck up
I
the
would look
shit.
at it if I was 18. You want me to go fight for something I got no say in?
Well, a lot of 18-year-olds do that though.
I know, but I mean,
And then they develop political
I
opinion.
just think if you're gonna tell them they don't have the right to vote, I don't think they should be forced to go to war either. So I mean, if you change,
You're right.
No,
you
I
change
agree.
you change the age.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I
this
agree.
is how
I
I
agree.
feel about it. Okay, so like that's a good example. You're going to send them to war. How about there's a civil requirement
To what, vote?
to obtain your right to vote. So you remember doing your civil service draft card.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
Right.
You know, it's required of men and women now. It used to only be for men, but let's say when you fill that and you send that in when you're 18, that's when you get your right to vote.
Yeah.
Or you can get more strict with it. If you do, let's say that's when you get your first vote. Okay, let's say you do 4 years in the army or something like that. What if you get another vote? What if you serve in like law enforcement? You know, maybe, what if civic duties?
I don't like that.
Like maybe there should be a cutoff, obviously.
But I don't like it just simply because. So we already have people that buy media companies, because George Soros just bought another media company, by the way,
Vice News.
for 400 million or something like
Vice
that.
News.
So you have people that buy media companies to push an agenda. So now, if anybody going in the military gets an extra vote, as soon as they're in the military, they're going to start having an agenda pushed on them. So they're going to get brainwashed.
Right, they're
to
already
follow.
getting brainwashed.
They're already getting brainwashed in the military anyways,
Yeah,
but now you're going to give
definitely.
that person
Now
another
they're
vote that's
worth
been
an extra vote.
brainwashed.
Right.
So I don't like that for that reason.
But not everybody's going to be a civic servant. Like
Right.
maybe you don't do the draft card. You never do hold any positions. You never do work at a library. Anything, any type of civic duty, I think, should be required. Maybe not 4 years in the army. Although that would be nice.
To what? Be able to vote?
Yeah. I don't think everybody should be able to vote. I'm sorry.
Well,
And I think there
so
should be a
there's-
system when towns go rogue
And I'm
or
surprised
cities go
you
rogue.
took it that way. Because when you were first asking, because there's people out there that believes anybody should be able to vote. And I'm not
and
just
vote multiple times in
and vote-
different cities.
Right, and just
yeah,
go vote in different
Yeah.
elections.
No.
And
I don't think you should be. I'm almost in the mindset of, again, I don't know if we talked about this, but let's say you have a complete breakdown. In Chicago, from what I understand, the city council was like 7 seats, right? And it could not be controlled. More than 5 seats couldn't be controlled by one party. So even if they won the majority, 2 seats had to be held for the first 2 contenders of the opposing party. So the left got smart. They created another political party. So then they almost took full control over all 7 seats. They got 6. And so that could do a lot of damage to a city. So I think in a time like that, I think your state election supervisor should be able to come in with not like a martial law, but let's say a Secretary of State version of that, where okay, we need to reset on your elected officials because this is an invalid thing. So, but
Right. It's kind of
currently,
like what you would call a monopoly.
only people eligible to vote are property owners or business owners. That's it. If you and your wife own a piece of property, you get one vote. If you own a business, you get one vote. You know, like if you don't live in there, but you only get one vote, and you have to be a business owner or a property owner, or and that maybe that's what they need to fix some of these political systems, because these are the people who have a vested interest in the community,
Right.
not the street thugs that are getting away with burning down courthouses. Meanwhile, people are still sitting in jail for January 6th.
And not people that are already 6 feet under
Right.
that are placing votes.
So maybe there should be some requirement to vote, not just an age. Maybe. I mean, I would be okay. Like, I didn't do any time in the service. I've done jury duty a few times. I don't think I've really done any community service, really. So, I mean, I get one vote. Let's say I get one vote.
Right.
Although I was a front line and I was an essential, maybe I should get 2 votes because I was an essential.
During
You know,
COVID.
We were frontline combatants during the pandemic. You guys remember that? Almost like it was 10 years ago, wasn't it? Remember what we used to have to go through?
It feels like it's been longer than it has.
You know, you guys get home from work. If you got kids, you got to strip down because you were afraid to get them sick. You didn't want them to carry germs to your grandma. So you'd strip down before you go in the house
big
and wash
5-gallon thing of sanitizer. As soon as you in the garage, you get out of the vehicle, fucking.
That lasted for like 3 days for me. It was like, there's no way my kids are running up to me, hugging me when I get home. I'm not turning that down because it doesn't last forever. And sure enough, here they are, 3, 8, 10 here soon. All that they're not those ages yet, but they will be the next couple months. But they don't. That stuff fades away.
Yeah, because your
we gave
youngest was born
during COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a.
It was a
weird experience.
Well, yeah, it was weird.
In the hospital and everything.
Leo's son was born at the very beginning of COVID.
Very beginning of COVID.
Very beginning, before they started putting restrictions on.
Yeah, I was still able to stay there and everything.
And my daughter Riley was born probably I would probably say still the beginning, but it wasn't like full-fledged.
So if I remember,
lock your grandma up.
If I remember correctly, like you could go in.
That was bad.
But you couldn't leave and then come back.
Right. Once I left,
once you were there, you had to stay the whole time. Because I don't know how long it was, but some people do labor for 24 hours or longer.
Lisa didn't have to do labor. It was a scheduled C-section, which was nice. But she's still in the hospital for at least 2.5 days.
Right.
And I've got 2 other kids.
So once you left, you couldn't go back to see her until she got released.
And I need to take care of animals and kids and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm used to being able to come and go. And once I left, I was like, I didn't want to push the limits because everything you see in the news, it's got you scared to push back. Like I was afraid I'd be the next guy on the local newspaper, at the hospital tased. Like I had never been tased before. I don't want to start now, even though my kid was born. And I think that how when you have a baby, they say that the first hours are very critical for skin-to-skin touch between both parents. The first couple days is very critical. And I think that kind of... it kind of had an effect on mine and Riley's relationship up until recently. She's kind of coming out of that terrible hellacious 2 stage. And she's more lovey-dovey now, and she'll come to me. She's still her mama's girl, though. If mama's in the room, forget it. You don't exist. But I think that's partly why. The first 70... I was there the first full 24 hours, I believe, almost. And maybe not full 24 hours, but, for the next day and a half after that, 2 days, it was all she had was her mama. It was just her and her mom, and the nurses, But I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad. All my kids love their mom to death, We got 3 kids, no more. So let's take a little break. We're at right in an hour, so we'll probably cut the podcast short here. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll do a live, so we'll probably cut this part out. So
that's fine.
Anyways,
And we'll be right back. Don't forget to give us a follow and a like and a subscribe and whatever platforms
if
you
we're
guys
not
are on.
right back, we'll be back next week.
Yes, definitely. So don't forget to give us a like and a share. We
Share,
are.
follow, like, comment too, man.
Yeah,
Speak
comment too.
up. I know you're listening. I see numbers. I know there's a few of you out there, at least 4.
Yeah.
So
All right, we'll
Say
be
so.
right back. If
Peace
not,
out.
we'll see you guys next week.